Now on CoastTV News.
Georgetown weighs in on recreational marijuana businesses. The heated debate from the county seat tonight.
End of eminent domain. Milford has started the conversation about changing their charter to tackle this hot issue.
A living legacy gone. How Chincoteague is remembering Billy Beebe.
Closing arguments, what jurors heard today in the Donald Trump hush money case.
And believe it or not, we have some rain that's on the way for Wednesday, but is it Wednesday during the day or at night? We'll have the answer to that question.
This is CoastTV News at 11.
We need to open our eyes to everything this involves, not just not in my backyard.
Georgetown preparing for the future of recreational marijuana. Good evening, I'm Charlie Sakaitis.
And I'm Mallory Metzner. Welcome to our news at 11. We begin tonight with the town deciding whether or not to allow marijuana businesses.
The town held a public hearing tonight on the ordinance that outlines regulations for marijuana businesses.
That's in sharp contrast to many of our other local municipalities that already banned the sale and cultivation within their limits.
The town is talking about allowing marijuana businesses that match the surrounding architecture, operate within specific business hours, and clean up litter and graffiti.
If approved, there can only be 2 recreational marijuana businesses in town limits. The proposed rules prohibit drive-thrus and outdoor seating. People who spoke at the hearing expressed both outrage and support.
One cannot ignore the evidence that demonstrates the adverse effects of marijuana use in adolescents and young adults. These include permanent psychological and functional consequences.
Marijuana actually has been found to be safer than alcohol, less damaging. Unlike marijuana use, alcohol use causes tens of thousands of deaths.
Mayor Bill West encouraged people to write letters to the town about where they stand on marijuana businesses. The public comment period will stay open through 2 more council meetings.
And this brings us right into our CoastTV poll. What we want to know is, how do you think marijuana shops will affect the local economy?
Let's take a look at the updated results on your screen here. Looks like 66% for positive effect, 25% for negative. 9% who voted in this poll say they're neutral on marijuana shops.
You know, that has been going up on the positive side. Their 66% is as high as I've seen it today. You can go vote in this poll. Easy to do. Go to coasttv.com or use our CoastTV mobile app.
Staying in Georgetown, we have an update on the Springboard Collaborative Pallet Village that came from tonight's meeting. According to tonight's presentation, the village has helped 123 people since opening. 22% have moved on to permanent housing. The tent city in Georgetown was reduced by 75%. The village has 20 paid employees, the majority of which are site coordinators. The goal is to start construction on a community center within a month, and plans will be submitted to the health department for a commercial kitchen.
Some of our viewers, maybe a lot of our viewers, will remember how hot the debate got around eminent domain in Milford earlier this year. Well, tonight the City Council started the discussion to end the practice in certain cases. CoastTV spoke with Mayor Collada, who says that the review comes from the dispute over Annette Billings and her property in February. Signs like these had spread throughout the city to show support for Billings to keep her property. The billboard here even went up, directly ridiculing council members that voted in favor of taking over Billings' property, a decision that was ultimately reversed.
Remember, eminent domain is an absolute last resort. I don't foresee us ever using it again, at least not while I'm mayor.
A couple of key points of information from tonight's meeting. This was just the beginning of the discussion. No action has actually been taken yet. It would be limited to ending eminent domain for recreational additions. And if the idea does move forward, Mayor Collada says it would be a part of a bigger charter change that would ultimately have to be passed by the General Assembly.
Taking a live look outside into Lewis, you can see those flags on the lightship overfalls blowing a bit in a breeze tonight. Our first alert chief meteorologist, Paul Williams, joins us now with a look at our weather. Good evening, Paul.
Good evening, Mallory, and it's a very good evening indeed. We have mainly clear skies, and keep in mind that we do have a cold front that's going to be approaching us from the northwest. That's going to drag some rain our way by Wednesday, but it's going to be Wednesday night. Maybe even as early as Wednesday afternoon. We'll get into the details of that in just a moment. Our Spicer Brothers camera indicating in Salisbury that we're holding at 72 degrees with a dew point temperature of 61. Now we'll drop down to 67 air temperature by 1 o'clock with mostly clear skies and 64 degrees and clear skies. So live radar indicating that we have not a blip on the screen, so to speak, and what small amount of precipitation that was trying to make its best pitch, so pun intended because I'm looking at best pitch right now, making its best pitch over towards us, fuddled and faded very quickly. So here's our expectation. Tomorrow we start off with sunshine, brilliant sunshine. You'd hardly think there's going to be any rain at all. But then by the time we get to like after 4 o'clock, we're watching out for some scattered showers. More on that in a moment. Till then, back to you, Mal.
Paul, the defense and prosecution wrapped up closing arguments today in former President Donald Trump's hush money trial.
NBC senior national correspondent Jay Gray was in Manhattan today and walks us through the closing arguments of both the defense and the prosecution.
Hey there, good evening. It has been a dynamic day, both inside and outside of the criminal courthouse here in Lower Manhattan. The defense and prosecution getting one last chance with the jury in this historic case. Former President Donald Trump charged with 34 felony counts of falsifying business records in connection to hush money payments made to adult film star Stormy Daniels in an effort to hide an alleged affair from voters. The former president once again blasting the proceedings as he entered the courthouse this morning.
But this is all election hunting, election interfering. It's going after Joe Biden's political opponent because he can't do it himself, and they're helping out. And we have a judge who's highly conflicted. He happens to be corrupt.
His defense team began the closing arguments attacking the credibility of the key witness in the case, former Trump attorney and confidant Michael Cohen, at one point calling him, quote, the MVP of lying and, quoting again, the human embodiment of reasonable doubt, going on to tell jurors there was no reason to try and hide the allegations, that they had already been reported, and that with no solid evidence, the only decision in this case is a, quote, quick and easy not guilty. The prosecutors getting their turn after a lunch break here, and they started with that controversial witness as well, Michael Cohen, saying that, look, they didn't get the chance to pick the witness that they wanted, that Cohen was the one involved with what they say is a crime here, and that's the person they had to use to work through this case. They went on to say that Cohen did Trump's bidding for years, and when it went bad, the defendant cut him loose. They have made it a point to not use the former president's name at all, continuing to call him the defendant in front of the jurors here. And they are working through all of the evidence, summarizing what they presented over the length of this trial, saying that everything, this mountain they call it of evidence, points to clear guilt in this case. We'll continue to have the closing arguments, then expect the jury to be charged tomorrow, and that's when this goes to that jury. They'll make a decision on whether the former president will become a felon as a result of what's happened here. That's the latest from here in New York. I'm Jay Gray. Now back to you.
If convicted, the judge could sentence Trump to a probation or a sentence of up to 4 years each count in state prison with a maximum of 20 years.
I'm Madeline Overturf, and here's a look at just some of the things happening across Delmarva. The former owner of the Beebe Ranch has passed away. According to the Museum of Chincoteague, Billy King Beebe loved his ponies, and the property made famous in Misty of Chincoteague. The city of Cambridge is hiring. Positions are open for code enforcement, maintenance, and even at the marina. And good news for Georgetown, the new Park Avenue Road is open. That's around the airport. DelDOT started the work on Park Avenue in May of 2022 to create a truck route to keep those trucks between 113 and 9 out of town. That's a look at just some of the things happening across Delmarva. I'm Madeline Overturf.
Ocean City wants more people to call their beach town home. And today, Town Council made a program permanent that helps grow that part of the population. To do this, they've been using something called the Primary Resident Incentive Program, or PRIP for short. It helps incentivize full-time residency. This includes waiving up to $7,500 in certain building fees and refunding up to $2,500 in some property taxes, something that interests some vacationers.
I mean, I think for some people that might be a great option if they prefer living in town.
The Ocean City Council hopes by keeping the program that it's going to incentivize more people to stay in Ocean City all year round.
At that same meeting, the Ocean City Council took a look at banning houseboat rentals. Today, the town approved an ordinance that would add a more detailed law against renting houseboats for things like Airbnbs. It would prohibit the commercial use of houseboats within town limits. Sea Rocket, a boat company in town that was looking to add a houseboat business, says they want to work with the town. But they say if that doesn't happen, a lawsuit is possible. While it's unclear what will happen next, one Ocean City vacationer loves the idea of renting out a houseboat.
I wouldn't mind it, actually. Maybe spend a night with someone you love and stuff like that, hang out.
The draft ordinance banning houseboat rentals was approved by the council. Next is the first reading of the ordinance in a future council meeting.
New tonight, Palestinians are fleeing areas of Rafah after Israeli airstrikes. People could be seen today leaving the area with their belongings, some on foot, others by cart. They made their way through the streets of the city as the sound of blasts and fire echoed through the streets. Israel continued its offensive in Rafah with airstrikes and tank fire. Officials in the Hamas-led enclave said at least 16 Palestinians were killed in overnight strikes. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has previously vowed to defeat Hamas and rescue hostages taken during that October 7th attack. Gaza's health ministry says more than 36,000 Palestinians have been killed in Israel's offensive. We have more to get to this evening.
Still to come, home prices hit a new high, what the numbers look like, and why it's just so tough for first-time buyers in the market.
But first, creepy, crawly, dangerous. These guys lurking around here on the coast, how you can protect yourself from ticks.
And it looks like you may have to protect yourself from downpours by the time we hit 5 o'clock in Cambridge. Sunshine throughout the whole day, then suddenly Mother Nature just turns on the water spigot, so to speak. We'll talk about more of this possibility of rain for tomorrow coming up right after this.
Summer's here, and with a new Toyota, you can capture all the moments that make summer, summer. Like driving a RAV4 to wade in a waterfall.
Nice.
Cruising to play mini golf in a Camry. Or taking a Tundra to the beach.
You're not going to leave me here, are you? Right now, buy a spacious Highlander with low 3.99 APR financing from Toyota. Or get low financing on a new adventure-ready RAV4.
Your summer starts here.
Toyota, let's go places.
At FH Fur, we know that a dripping faucet isn't just a nuisance. It's your home crying for help. That's why we say no to dispatch fees and goodbye to diagnostic charges. With our Get a Plumber in Your Home for Free promise, we focus on what really matters, solving your plumbing woes. Whether it's a stubborn clog, a running toilet, or a water heater on the fritz, we bring knowledge, experience, and professionalism right to your doorstep, free.
Call Fur. FH Fur. FHFur.com.
Right now, it's totally clear, absolutely gorgeous weather. We're expecting to start off tomorrow morning, glorious sunshine yet again. Then the wheels come off by the time we get to, let's say, 4 or 5 o'clock in the afternoon / evening. We'll elaborate and show you what I mean by the wheels coming off of the forecast in a moment. So our Irish Eyes camera in Lewis, we're holding at 70 degrees with winds out of the south-southwest at about 3 miles per hour. We will drop to 64 degrees by 3 o'clock under mostly clear skies. Temperatures right now hovering around the 70-degree mark, a little above, a little bit below, but right in that same general vicinity. We're at 70 in Lewis, 68 in Milton, but 72 in Bethany Beach, just as an example. Live radar, we are clear right now. No advisories to tell you about at this point. I mean, we do have a little concern along the Chesapeake Bay area, but it's basically just watching out for windy conditions as the storm system gets a little bit closer to us. Generally speaking, we have a stationary boundary just on the other side of us and a trough just to our west. That trough is going to bring in a very freckled kind of a pattern of rain that will begin to slide through, but it's relatively light for right now. It could get a little more girth to it by the time we get into tomorrow evening. 20-mile-per-hour wind gust is what we recorded in Georgetown, a 21-mile-per-hour wind gust in Ocean City. We had a high today of 83 with a low of 63. Both numbers above the norm for this time of the year. We had a high of 86 degrees in Ocean City and 84 for the high in Wallops Island. By the way, if you're sneezing and wheezing, here's why. Cut grass are at the extreme level for today. The trees, which were actually at a high level, have backed down to a medium level, and weeds are on the low side, mold non-detectable at this point. 6 o'clock in the morning, we're at 62 degrees in Rehoboth Beach, 59 in Milton. Clear skies. We click on over to, let's say, 7 o'clock. That's when the rain makes its move across all of Sussex, from Milford down to Shelbyville, Georgetown, Millsboro, just shy of the coast at 7 o'clock, but then it'll move right over there. A second wave develops at 11 o'clock with an embedded thunderstorm over Milford, 62, Georgetown, Milton, and Broadkill Beach. That pushes through. So Thursday morning, we start off clear with sunshine at 55 degrees. And then as we go to Thursday evening, we're into the 70s, looking pretty clear and cooperative. So from Ocean Pines down to Chincoteague, 7 o'clock in the morning Wednesday, we're at 60, 65. Then we get to close to 80 degrees with sunshine by 3 o'clock. However, by 5:30, we start seeing rain begin to make its move. Then by 6:30, we're looking for an area of heavy downpours between Pocomoke City, Salisbury, Snow Hill, and Newark. But then it, as a collective, moves quickly out of the way by 10:30. And then we're clear for Thursday morning and all the rest of that. Here's a look at your Paul Davis Restoration and Home Remodeling extended forecast. Once again, stormy and wet on Wednesday, but that's after you come home from work, provided you work first shift.
Thank you, Paul. We've all heard of them, and probably many of us have seen them firsthand. Ticks.
You know those images right there? That's why I didn't want any part of this story. Our meteorologist Alex Seymour looked into ticks here along the coast and how to keep yourself protected when you get outdoors.
Warmer weather has returned, and with that comes the return of those nasty insects like ticks. May is Tick Awareness Month, and it becomes vitally important going forward during the warmer season that anytime that you're spending any time outside in the wooded areas or in taller grassy meadows, that you start using that insect repellent, preferably an insect repellent with at least 20% of an active ingredient, just to help protect yourself against those nasty insects. Delaware is home to at least 5 commonly found ticks. Lone Star ticks, which can be found in a variety of habitats and cause alpha-gall syndrome, which results in a red meat allergy. Deer ticks, which are found in wooded areas and responsible for Lyme disease. American dog ticks, which are commonly found in meadows and mainly are attracted to animals. Gulf Coast ticks, which is commonly found in wetlands and meadows. And the Asian longhorn tick, which inhabits a variety of habitats. Even if you don't think you have to worry about ticks, there's a good chance you still need to take precautions.
Unless you stay inside permanently, you're always at risk of ticks. I live in Dover, and I get them on me in my backyard.
Even with all these ticks in the state, you shouldn't let that keep you away from the beauty of the outdoors. It just means that precautions need to be taken when getting outside.
During tick season, the best advice I could give is to avoid the tall grass, stay on the paths, check yourself regularly. And what I do when I'm out in the field all day and when I get home, I remove my clothing, put it in a hot wash, take a shower, and I check myself.
Another good tip to follow is to wear light-colored clothing and shoes, which allows you to more easily see ticks that may get onto you. I'm meteorologist Alex Seymour, Coast TV News.
Still to come, who watches the watchers? OpenAI making changes to their safety board after key members of the company left over safety concerns.
And next, positive economic outlook. American views on the state of the economy are turning around some.
It might be an 11, maybe a 9. It could be 13's time, or 5. With new Cash Pop from the Maryland Lottery, a winning number is drawn 4 times a day. Just pick a number from 1 to 15 for a chance to win cash, like the $2,500 top prize. Woo! Cash Pop. Cash Pop. Pop, pop. Put a little pop in your day.
At Atlantic General Hospital, we've been busy. Busy expanding healthcare services that are second to none in our region. From cancer care and women's health services to orthopedics, gastroenterology, and more, we provide advanced health technologies delivered by top providers. Expert care every day. It's what you can count on from Atlantic General Hospital.
This is it. Rudy Marine's extended warranty sale. Receive a free 10-year warranty on all Sunchaser pontoon boats. A free 5-year warranty on Yamaha outboards on your new pontoon boat, General Power Boat, or War Eagle fishing crabbing boat. Discounts, leftovers, and more. We have a huge inventory in stock. Come see why Rudy's is the fastest growing marine center in the region. Rudy Marine's extended warranty sale expires May 31st. Route 113 in Dagsboro, Delaware. Rudy Marine, where family boating begins. Be there.
Help the cancer support community of Delaware with the Wings of Hope butterfly release Saturday, June 22nd at the Milton Memorial Park, starting at 9 a.m. Show your support for those who have been touched by cancer. Enjoy this family-friendly and rain or shine event with lots of kids' activities full of inspiration and ends with the release of hundreds of butterflies. Pre-purchase your live butterflies now for release. For more information, visit cancersupportdelaware.org.
Late Night with Seth Meyers. Late nights on Coast TV.
This is Coast TV News at 11.
For the first time since January, Americans are feeling better about the economy. That's partly due to improved perceptions of the job market. The Conference Board's Consumer Confidence Index for this month climbed to a reading of 102. That's up from 97.5 in April. The improvement was broad, with the survey showing improved attitudes about the economy among Americans of all age groups. The new data comes after consumer confidence declined in each of the prior 3 months. In addition to confidence about the job market, the survey also showed respondents felt more upbeat about the stock market. 48.2% of those surveyed expect stock prices to increase over the year ahead, compared to 25.4% who expect a decrease.
And while it's all well and good news that people are feeling better about the economy, here's some bad news if you're trying to buy a home. U.S. home prices, they hit another record high in March. That's according to the S&P CoreLogic Case-Shiller U.S. National Home Price Index. It found that home prices across the country, they jumped 6.5% in March. That's compared to the same time a year ago. This is the 6th time that the index has reached a new record over just the past year. The high prices, in combination with a lack of supply and elevated mortgage rates, that has resulted in a tough housing market, and that's especially true for first-time home buyers.
In tech news, OpenAI has a new security board. The company announced a new committee that will make recommendations about safety and security. CEO Sam Altman will lead the new committee, along with board chair Brett Taylor and board member Nicole Seligman. But this story does require some context. Today's announcement comes just weeks after the company dissolved a team focused on AI safety. It also follows the high-profile exits of 2 of the team's leaders who complained tensions, quote, reached a breaking point, unquote. Earlier this month, a company spokesperson claimed that dismantling the team would help it better achieve its super alignment goals.
Coming up in sports, a local baseball squad gets their shot to advance to the Delaware State semifinal. See if Caesar Rodney could take down Middletown.
And also, cleaning up your house and your mental health. How spring cleaning does more than shine the floors.
Well, let's take a look at your golf forecast, and we are expecting for it to stay very cooperative most of the day, to be honest. The morning, sunny. The afternoon, looking even better. But by the evening time, well, you should be off the golf course by then anyway, right?
Take your favorite radio station with you wherever you go. Download free today.
Some people will stop at nothing to get your stuff. Get solid security and protect yourself from theft, fire, and accidents with American-made Rhino at Southern States in Milford. Experience peace of mind with financing available when you buy local from the only Rhino dealer on Delmarva. They'll deliver and set it up for you too. Ask about Rhino's Thank You for Your Service rebate program. Protect your stuff with Rhino. Everything else is just storage. Securing Delmarva one safe at a time. Southern States of Milford.
What do you do when your tire goes flat and there's no air anywhere? You reach for Bullseye Pro, the smarter, faster, hands-free way to fill it up with air. Bullseye Pro is equipped with a rechargeable lithium-ion power plant. So fast and so convenient. It's like the power of an air compressor in the palm of your hand. Look, you can inflate all 4 tires on a single charge. It has a built-in smart pressure digital sensor that gauges and automatically stops when the set tire pressure is reached. Easily inflate pool toys, exercise balls, and more. Call or go online now and get the complete Bullseye Pro inflation system for the factory direct price of just $79.99. Plus, we'll ship your entire order free, and we'll give you a 50% discount on a second one. Order now.
To order, call 1-800-771-0865. That's 1-800-771-0865, or go to getbullseyepro.com.
On the next Into the Trenches.
They can't get you. You can see in their eyes that they had a new purpose.
Good pocket.
We're trying to do the best we can with the circumstances. Coach Dorsey has always said this: these are when the games really count.
I don't know what to expect at that game. Put one foot in front of the other and just do what needs to be done.
And it sounds like Into the Trenches, the Wildcat Legacy, Thursday at 7:30 on Delmarva Sports Network.
Hey Steve, we've got this trip to give away. It's gotta be Vegas, man.
No. Hawaii, it's on everybody's bucket list. Oh wait, it's Sarah.
Oh hey, are you guys talking about the trip? Tinseltown is where it's at. Oh hey, there's April.
Wait, I'm the voice of reason. We should let the winner pick.
Listen weekdays for your cue to call to qualify for a spot at our Pick Your Trip party at Suicide Bridge in Hurlock, sponsored by Alpha Roofing and Siding. Delmarva residents only, 21 and older.
Summer may be in the air, but it's still officially spring, and you still have time to do all that spring cleaning.
A lot of people use the season to give their homes a new start, but it can also be good for your brain.
In tonight's Health Minute, Mandy Gaither has more on the health benefits of spring cleaning and tips to help motivate you to get it done.
It's an annual chore you may not look forward to, but spring cleaning does more than clear a house of clutter. It also helps unburden the brain.
Cleaning up has a lot of benefits. Studies have found that just perceiving our homes as cluttered can actually directly trigger stress reactions. And then that maintaining our space or reorganizing that crowded closet can lead to reduced stress, can lead to better focus, higher self-esteem.
Dr. Sanjay Gupta says brains are stimulated by clutter and distracted by mess, so reducing that can make your living space more relaxing, giving your brain a break. But it's not always easy to find the motivation for spring cleaning. Gupta says to first plan ahead, create a schedule of when and where you're going to clean. He says that'll help you stay on track. Next, set a timer, see how much you can get done. It may motivate you. Finally, start small to avoid feeling overwhelmed.
For example, just focus on a shelf or a drawer. And finally, donate gently used clothes, toys, and items to organizations in your area. Helping someone in need, that can also be a great motivator.
For Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
Experts say spring cleaning is also a good way to get rid of home of indoor allergens like dust, dander, and mold, and it may help you avoid allergy symptoms.
The Delmarva Sports Network from the Wawa Studios.
A spot in the Delaware Baseball State semifinal up for grabs. Caesar Rodney taking on Middletown in this quarterfinal matchup. In the bottom of the first, no score, 2-on for Evan Fowler. And the lefty is delivering right here. Base knock into center, brings home a run for CR to make it 1-0. And they weren't done in the first. It's 2-0 now. Bases juice for Patrick Easton, who slaps it the opposite way into right field. Then the throw home is there, but bounces away. 2-run score, and it's 4-0 Riders. Next batter, Graham Buxton, turns on this inside fastball. It drops into right field for a base hit. That's going to bring another 2 runs in to make it a 6-run first for CR. Now it's Middletown's turn. Bases loaded, top second. Carter Boyd laces one left side. That's going to find the left center gap. 2-run score. easily. Then they wave the third runner home, and Quincy Martin slides in safely. Bases clearing double, and it's 6-3. Bottom two, 7-3 now. 2 runners on for Cade Heritage, and this lineup was just hitting top to bottom today. That's right back up the middle for another RBI. Lead up to 5. Couple batters later, Easton going for more damage, bounces a hard grounder to third, takes a trippy hop into left, 1 run scores. No play at home for the second runner. CR gets those runs right back as CR rides on to the state semifinals with a 12-7 victory. That'll do it for sports. Have a great night.
It is time to take another look at our Coast TV poll. We want to know, how do you think marijuana shops will affect the local economy? Take a look at your screen. Here's our updated results. These have changed just a little bit since we last checked. Now 65% are positive, 26% say negative, 9% are neutral on marijuana shops. If you haven't voted yet, you still can at coasttv.com or on our mobile app. Still ahead, Citrus Splash, the next themed fundraiser to crawl through Rehoboth Beach bars and restaurants. Stay tuned. You're watching Coast TV News at 11.
The UV Index Weather Report is sponsored by Ocean City Tourism. Somewhere to smile about.
Don't miss the Memorial Day outdoor furniture sale at Johnny Janosic. Get 20% off our everyday low prices or choose 0% APR financing for 60 months for a limited time only at Johnny Janosic.
Get always on, always fast internet from Extreme and get a $100 credit. Plus, add the Xumo Stream Box and get all the top apps in one place and over 300 free channels with the Xumo Play app. That's a huge added value. Get the ultimate streaming experience with download speed options up to 1 gig and whole home Wi-Fi 360 Pro. Internet and Wi-Fi packages start as low as $29.99 a month for a year. Call now to claim your $100 credit and add your Xumo Stream Box. Call 844-EXTREME2.
When you're close to the land and the sea, you can taste the goodness. The historic Lewis Farmers Market brings farms closer to tables. Meet the growers, talk to the people that milk the cows, and pick the perfect peaches. Organically grown fruits and vegetables, sustainable meats and eggs, A2 dairy products, artisan breads, and fresh local seafood. The historic Lewis Farmers Market is in the George H.P. Smith Park at DuPont and Johnson Avenues in Lewis every Saturday from 8 to noon.
Spring into adventure at IG Burton Chevrolet. Drive a brand new Silverado with up to $8,200 off MSRP. Or check out an Equinox all-wheel drive with $5,750 off MSRP. Both are available with 1.9% APR and no payments for 3 months. Discover huge savings and great lease payments across our entire lineup. Details at IGBurton.com or any IG Burton Chevrolet location in Milford, Seaford, Lewis, or Berlin. Nobody beats a Burton deal. Nobody.
On Coast Life, uncover the truth behind sunscreen myths. Plus, the Lookout Music and Arts Festival is back with new features. And we have the latest wedding trends to make your big day unforgettable. Coast Life, tomorrow at 4 on Coast TV.
On the next, Cameron Hall, she's the E-News star who says doctors blamed her symptoms on working too hard. Now, Kelty Knight on how medical gaslighting delayed a life-changing surgery. Next, Cameron Hall.
Wednesday at 3 on Coast TV.
Shop the Memorial Day mattress sale at Johnny Janosic and find premium mattresses starting at just $29 a month. Plus, get 0% APR for 60 months, a $300 gift card, and free local delivery. Going on now at Johnny Janosic.
A Salted Rim celebration is coming to Rehoboth Beach next weekend. Rehoboth Beach Main Street's Margarita Crawl will take attendees through more than 20 bars and restaurants on Rehoboth, Baltimore, and Wilmington Avenues, as well as the boardwalk. Tickets are available now by calling or stopping by the Rehoboth Beach Main Street office in Grove Park.
Just when I was going to start not drinking. Okay, anyway, let's take over. I got them both to laugh on the air. I win. Okay, anyway, Tidal Health Camera in Seaford, temperatures in the 60s. Umbrella giveaway winner is actually Matt Jones of Princess Anne. Congratulations to you. Now, we do have our 5-day index, which means we're going to be at a high level, which is 9 for the next few days in a row. So, hey, enjoy that. Radar's all clear. Our weather line is available for you. It's your forecast just a call away. Sponsored by Baird, Mandalas, Brockstead, and Federico. 443-880-9100. And finally, here's a look at your Paul Davis Restoration Home Remodeling exclusive 10-day forecast.
Thank you, Paul, and thank you for joining us for Coast TV News at 11. For more news, for more local weather, download our Coast TV News app.
The Tonight Show starring Jimmy Fallon is up next. We'll see you tomorrow for Coast TV News at 5 a.m. Have a great night.